In the 16th Street Church bombing case, the first in the late 70s, a man named Bob Chambliss, Dynamite Bob, was indicted for bombing the 16th Street Baptist Church. He had always protested his innocence, and our whole theme in that case was, yeah, he's a mean old racist Klansman, but there were 10,000 just like him in Birmingham at the time, and that doesn't mean he bombed the church. We were going to put him on the witness stand, let him tell his story. We knew Bill Baxley would totally eat him alive, but that's all right. The jury either bought it or didn't buy it, and we'd go on. Got to the end of the state's case, and the judge called on me to call my first witness, and I stood up and said, "Take the stand, Bob." He looked up at me and said, "I'm not going." I try not to be weird, I really do. But at that moment, his face just shimmered with evil. And I knew right then he was the guiltiest, most evil, most unrepentant son of a gun I had ever met. And I knew right then that my altruism was gone. I knew right then that I couldn't spend the rest of my life bleeding on counsel tables for the likes of him. Because there are many moments in trials, particularly in criminal trials, where you're standing up just arguing your heart out, bleeding on that counsel table, and you realize, I am the only person in this courtroom who's on my side, including my client who's suspicious or doesn't care, or doesn't, whatever. There are many moments like that. So you've got to have a certain streak of, this is my duty to do that. And through the years of defending people like that and trying cases, and this is true in divorce cases, civil cases, it's across the boards. I knew at that moment, though, that I couldn't continue to do that. And that led me, when I had several chances to take the bench, and I have spent my career since that time. That was 78, what was that, 40 years ago? I've spent my career since then doing nothing but civil work, civil trials. I was in the civil division in the circuit court. I'm chairman of the Pattern Jury Instructions Committee, civil. We write the instructions. I've taught trials. I've spent the rest of my life in civil work. Nobody should be saddled with a lawyer that's ever had the thought that I had at that moment. This guy doesn't deserve a defense. If you've ever thought that, you shouldn't defend anybody again.